はい、皆さんこんにちは。私はマネックス証券のチーフ外国株コンサルタントのハチこと岡本兵八郎です。今日は3月に入り史上最高値を更新しました暗号資産ビットコインの関連銘柄も組み入れられています投資信託インベスコ世界ブロックチェーン株式ファンド、愛称が世カエルがですね、連動を目指しますインデックスファンドマネージャーのアレックス・シュミットさんをお迎えしてインタビューを行います。インベスコ世界ブロックチェーン株式ファンドは2023年の1年間で世界株式市場がおよそ 32% 上昇する中、およそ 74% も上昇し、パフォーマンスが非常に素晴らしい投資信託となっています。本日はアレックさんにインデックスの銘柄選定方法ですとかブロックチェーン分野の今後の見通しについていろいろとお話を伺っていきたいと思います。ぜひ最後までお付き合いください。Alex, welcome to Japan. Welcome to Manex.
Thank you very much.
The fund is a mutual fund linked to the CoinShare Blockchain Global Equity Index, which invests in blockchain-related stocks. Your company, CoinShares International Limited, is responsible for selecting stocks for this blockchain index. CoinShare is a company that is not very familiar in Japan to our audience. So may I ask you to briefly introduce your company and tell us what role you play in the company?
My name is Alexander Schmidt. I'm the index fund manager at the CoinShares Blockchain Global Equity Index, or Block Index. I've been working with equities now for 10 years, having spent 6 of them in the sell side, analyzing utilities, mining, and technology companies. I started working with the index back in September 2019. And have managing it since August 2022. Founded in 2014, CoinShares is Europe's largest digital asset management company and has the world's longest track record in providing regulatory-approved digital asset products and digital asset indices. With deep knowledge and research capabilities as experts in digital asset management and blockchain technology. The equity index team has been the first team in the world to focus on blockchain equity investment, which means we have a longer track record than most of our competitors. Our company analysis framework focuses on profitability, underlying technology, competitiveness, and business sustainability. And our research capabilities allow us to identify undervalued blockchain-related stocks in the marketplace by assessing the reality of the company without being distracted by short-term cycles. On top of our fundamental and industry analysis, the selection of stocks for the index is done within the equity index team, with final decision being made by myself. And we also have access to the resources of CoinShares' experts in the fields of crypto assets and crypto technology.
As I mentioned at the beginning, the performance of the fund, Sekai Eru, was up about 74% last year, resulting in return of about 169% since its inception in July 2019. Could you give us some background on this wonderful performance of your index, which the fund track?
Yes, 2023 was a positive year throughout the whole portfolio of the index, especially towards Q4, when the probability of the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States started increasing, driving a rally in blockchain-related equities. Amidst the largest contributing sectors were token investments, i.e. companies that use a balance sheet to invest in crypto tokens, Bitcoin mining operations, and blockchain financial services. Looking at individual names, the largest contributions came from pure play companies, namely Bitcoin miner CleanSpark, Coinbase, a crypto exchange, and MicroStrategy, a software business which heavily invests in Bitcoin. I would like to go into a little more detail about our top contributor of the index in this year. CleanSpark is a Bitcoin mining business with sites in the U.S. state of Georgia, some of which I visited myself in May 2023. The business produced just over 704,000 Bitcoin last year and is currently the 4th largest in hash rate terms. For those who are unfamiliar with Bitcoin mining, It is a process in which miners use specific computer hardware to validate transactions and generate blocks, receiving Bitcoin as a reward. The higher the miner's hash rate is, the higher the share of the newly minted Bitcoin it receives, which is currently 900 Bitcoin plus fees every day. We added CleanSpark to the index in October 2022 and have increased our position since October 2023. Even though at $3.5 billion, it is a small mid-cap company, we have a higher weighting towards the stock because effectively all of its earnings come from blockchain, i.e. Bitcoin. The company has been quickly and savvily expanding and has state-of-the-art mining facilities at very low cost to mine. In addition, we added CleanSpark at a period in which miners were going through a challenging time. But the business had a clean balance sheet and with no debt and good access to equity capital, which helped the case for their inclusion in a longer-term basis.
You know, when it comes to technology companies, the market is currently dominated by mega caps like Mag 7, but CoinSpark is a top-ranked name in your opinion because of your team's bottom-up approach to select stocks in specialized field of blockchain. That's quite interesting. Blockchain is generally perceived as Bitcoin. But it is also said to be a technology that will revolutionize the social infrastructure as the next generation of internet will evolve through blockchain technology. Now, could you please talk about another case in this space?
Sure. Well, blockchain technology is indeed used mostly for financial transactions, i.e. crypto. There are several other cases in which companies can embed the technology into their products or to create new services using blockchain technology. The one that comes to the top of my mind is the case of Sony, certainly a very popular company here with Japanese investors. The company is developing a proof of concept alongside football team Manchester City, in which fans can participate in immersion activities in their famous Etihad Stadium via the metaverse. And the difference between Sony and other metaverse initiatives is that Sony is a world-renowned video game company, which means that they have created a much more attractive environment rather than the original pixelated metaverses that you've seen before. While this is still in proof of concept, we see an opportunity of porting the technology into Sony's and other producers' franchises in a way that users can have a more immersive video gaming experience and also enhancing the value of their digital assets. If this initiative is successful, gaming companies will be able to increase the engagement and with that monetization as well, resulting in tangible revenues arising from blockchain technology.
I see there is a wide range of fields in the blockchain equity world. Now, you run an index that includes these names, but could you please tell us how you construct your portfolio? What is the difference from a common thematic equity index strategy?
Sure. I myself have been in this space since 2019, and believe me, this is already a long time when it comes to blockchain technology. Right. So we weren't able to uncover many untapped opportunities by doing that. Since then, the number of companies available for us to analyze has grown considerably. We draw our intel mainly from our research, but also meeting companies. CoinShares' broader research team, as well as conferences, which we are actually in Japan visiting one. Once we have derived our universe, we take a very pragmatic approach, which includes crunching the numbers, looking at each company's fundamental drivers, and going through the growth drivers as well. In an industry that's characterized by one hype after the other, we maintain a focused approach on valuation drivers and how each business can derive value to their shareholders. In order to translate that methodology into a more quantifiable approach, we've developed a scoring system which scores companies according to 5 different criteria, going from 1, potential, to 5, core. The 5 criteria are earnings significance, growth potential, development stage, competitive positioning, and sustainability. Hence, using this approach rather than building an index from a quantitative perspective or data mining, we construct a portfolio by selecting stocks from the bottom up, including qualitative assessments based on our research.
So your method of constructing portfolios is bottom up. You do research on individual companies rather than quantitative approach like a market cap weighted index.
Yes, that's right. Once we have analyzed the industry and macroeconomic trends, we rely on a bottom-up approach when assessing the companies themselves. If their business activities, fundamentals, or competitive landscape changes, we do act accordingly by up or downgrading them, i.e. their scores, and sometimes we remove them from the index altogether. In addition, we want to maintain diversification in the portfolio. And one of the ways of achieving that is looking at global markets. This industry is very US and North America centric. And one of the purposes of my visit to Japan is to meet Japanese blockchain companies, as we believe there are many attractive blockchain businesses over here. Japan is a large market for digital assets. And these companies have unique access and local knowledge. In addition, investing in Japanese companies provides geographic diversification, and it's a key differentiator of our product in relation to our competitors. We have about 20% of the index weights towards Japanese equities, second only to the United States. And this is quite a sharp contrast with the global cap-weighted equity index. As a matter of fact, your holding company, Monex Group, is one of our top picks. And as of December 31st, 2023, it had the fifth weighting within the index.
You know, investors around the world now is paying attention to the Japanese stock market as Nikkei is making all-time high. Yet Japanese stock market cap is still well below 10% of the global market. So it is good to see, you have overweight in Japanese companies in this field. Lastly, could you tell us about the outlook for the future of blockchain? And I think the cryptocurrencies are attracting a lot of attention as Bitcoin making all-time high. So please give us your thought on the industry.
Yeah, sure. In my view, this is perhaps one of the best moments this industry has ever been in. Firstly, you have the US regulator endorsing the validity of Bitcoin, and this cannot be underestimated. This will move many money managers towards Bitcoin, which is a trend we are starting to see with over $7 billion of net inflows into Bitcoin ETFs since launch in January. This year, we also have the Bitcoin halving, which reduces the daily issuance of Bitcoin, which we believe will provide also some extra support to prices. And finally, as there has been in the case in the past, when Bitcoin appreciates, this usually attracts more attention towards blockchain projects, as companies aim to embed the technology into their products. Now, it is important to be very cautious and selective, as bull markets tend to produce many capital-inefficient projects. So in times like this, thorough analysis is more valuable than ever when sifting between what is hype and what is real value add.
アレクさん、今日は非常に興味深いお話ありがとうございました。インベスコ世界ブロックチェーン株式ファンド愛称セカエルは日本において純粋にブロックチェーン関連企業に投資ができる他にはなかなかないユニークなファンドとなっています。また NISA の成長投資枠の対象にもなっています。日本では現状ビットコインの ETF がありませんので、このファンドを通してビットコイン関連企業への投資をすることでビットコインの上昇を穏やかながらも捉えることにも活用できそうです。また企業や社会を変革する技術であるブロックチェーンを生み出す企業、それを活用してソリューションを提供する企業などブロックチェーン関連企業の成長に投資をしていきたい人には良い選択肢になるのではないでしょうか。今日はファンドが連動するインデックスを運営するコインシェアーズインターナショナルリミテッドのアレックス・シュミットさんにお話をお伺いしました。 インベスコ世界ブロックチェーン株式ファンド愛称世カエルをですね、本日ご視聴いただきました皆さんの新しい投資先、分散投資の一つとしてぜひ購入を検討いただければと思います。Alex, thank you for coming to our office today and do come back.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here with you.
本日はご視聴どうもありがとうございました。